Hello, everybody, and welcome to Powerful Stuff. And today I decided let's shake it up. Let's do something a little different. Let's push the pod boundaries. I wanted to take you guys through a little weekly reflective experience where we all come out on the other side together, feeling empowered, feeling refreshed, feeling wiser, and ready to start our week. How does that sound? Sounds pretty good, right? Well, some of you may know this. A lot of you loyal listeners probably do. But every Monday morning, I run something called Best Morning Ever. And it's yoga, meditation, journaling, breath work, connection, all before 8:30 a.m. And I've hosted it for over 1,000 people, almost for a full year, only taking a few weeks off. And the movement really came about because I was like, you know what? This is my best morning ever. This is what I love to do to start my morning. And why not start it in community? And I had this thought with powerful stuff. I'm like, I want to keep myself on my toes and I want to interact more with you guys. I want it to feel like we're hanging out, we're having a discussion, we're having a dialogue. And so I'm going to try it out this week with you for our best week ever, for our most powerful week ever. And you guys, I'm actually sitting here recording this on one of those fun little like TikTok mics. Usually I use my Shure mic and plug it into my computer, but it's having a mysterious Wi-Fi connective moment. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just mix everything up. Let's mix up how we record it. Let's see if you guys notice a difference. Let's see if my energy is flowing differently. I just got my Etsy empath necklace, which has like labradorite and amethyst and rose quartz to protect myself from bad energies, but also to amplify good energies. So hopefully you guys feel that in this week's powerful stuff. So without further ado, we're going to just start today by doing something that my dear friend Reslo does when he leads Best Morning Evers for me. And he actually learned it from his voice teacher, who's now my voice teacher, which is this thing called tapping. And tapping is really good for your nervous system. It kind of helps you get into the parasympathetic state. And it also just like brings you back into your body. So instead of doing our 3 breaths like usual, we're going to just tap. So take your right hand and just tap along your stomach, up around your heart in a circular motion, feeling the sensation of your hand against your skin, tapping out any anxiety, any Sunday scaries, or I guess you'll be listening to this on Monday, but just getting all of that out and also like allowing yourself to, feel what it feels like, any knots, any tensions, and then reverse that circle. When in doubt, tap it out. And then start tapping up your throat. You can use both hands. I'm not because I'm holding the mic in one hand, but you can tap up your throat, around your jawline with both hands, up and out your cheekbones, around your temples, the back of your head, your traps, your right arm, all the way down to your right fingertips, and then come back on the underarm, and then switch arms. Use your right arm to tap your left arm all the way to your fingertips, then back your left. Tap down both of your thighs, down your shins to your feet, and then come up the back toward your hamstrings, the back of your thighs, your gluteus maximus, and then shake your left arm and your right leg. Shake it out, Taylor Swift style, whose new album is releasing this week. What? And then shake out your right arm and your left leg. Okay, once you've shaked it out, place your left hand on your heart, place your right hand on your stomach, and just close your eyes for a few breaths. Breathing in through your nose, breathing out through your mouth. Just asking yourself how you feel in this moment, what you need in this moment, and what you accept in this moment. What is something you resist that you can just simply accept in this moment? Powerful. Giving yourself a little hug, trusting yourself that you've got you. You're already listening to this episode. You're already doing the work. And then opening your eyes. And we're going to start this journey now that we've tapped it out, now that we're awake and alive. And I love to start with gratitude. So we're going to do what's called a gratitude rampage. I think Abraham Hicks gave it this term, but I believe that, as you've heard me say in other Powerful Stuff episodes, we get more of what we love when we focus on what we're grateful for. We're kind of saying to, the universe, yes, more of this. It's like the buffet of life. Like, I want some more buffalo cauliflower. I want some more of whatever that life adjacent is, which that is my favorite item at the Erewhon Hot Bar. In case anyone was wondering, niche LA Erewhon reference. So we're going to start with a gratitude rampage. I'm going to say a few of mine, and then I want you to pause this recording. This is going to be a conversation. Vamos a hablar, vamos a conversar. We're going to chat it out together. So I'm going to do my gratitude rampage, which is just kind of saying all the things I'm grateful for, getting into that grateful energy state. And then you're going to say the gratitude rampage. Okay. So I am grateful. Oh, and by the way, when you do it, it's so important. After you say what you're grateful for, say why you're grateful for it. What is the reason you're grateful for it? Okay. I'm grateful that I went to Carmel with my husband and we went glamping because it connects us to each other and to nature. I'm grateful that I got to see all of my college friends this weekend because it reminds me what deep, great friends I have who plan my bachelorette and I plan their bachelorette, and we can bring our husbands together. And one of them, has a baby now. We get to help see each other transition through different life experiences. She also brought her dog, who's so cute, both the baby and the dog. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that they all have playful energy and that we all did a show and tell, and we all did things like learning how to swaddle a baby, learning how to hold a handstand. We learned the most impressive code ever written. So I'm grateful that I have such a wide knowledge base in my friend group that make me smarter just by hanging out with them. I'm grateful that my husband and I had a safe trip home today, driving through the rain. I'm grateful that the other cars around us were safe. I'm grateful that we got to talk to my parents on the way home and that they had an amazing trip to New York. And I'm grateful that I'm leading Best Morning Ever tomorrow at Moss. And I'm grateful for my friend Savannah, who created Moss, which is the most magical space, and that we get to host beautiful events there. Okay, guys, that was my gratitude rampage. So now pause the recording and say yours. What are you grateful for? And when you think that you can't go any further, pull one or two more out. Okay. Wow. I can only assume that that was really powerful. So congratulations for making it through the gratitude rampage. So now when we're in this feeling of gratitude for all the things that were good, we're going to just take a moment to look at one thing from this last week that we learned from, that we release. I never want to use the word regret because it's only a regret if we choose not to learn from it. So just take one thing that you learned this week, or I'm going to do it first and then you can do it. But yeah, we're going to take one thing that we learned this week and then we're going to reframe it and we're going to thank it. Okay, so I learned this week, or I was reminded rather, sometimes in conversations, I say extra things because I want to I've noticed, and this is very subtle, but it's just something that we're constantly on the inner quest. In conversations, I learned that sometimes I say things like when they're like in a desire to connect with people, but maybe the thing that I was saying, or it was like a celebrity gossip moment, which is totally fine, but it didn't add to the conversation. And it also wasn't the nicest thing for me to speculate or say about a celebrity. Again, it wasn't horrible, but it's if and when I were in that position, would I want people speculating about my life? So I guess my little reframe was that I'm glad I have such great friends that I can have interesting conversations with and who love me and know my heart regardless. And I can simply just listen to what other people are saying or ask questions or say something positive about a celebrity or whoever if we are in a gossip sesh and I don't have to take the low hanging fruit. So that is my little reframe. I'm grateful that it happened because it reminded me that I don't feel good after. And so I'm grateful for my internal guidance system for showing me and reminding me of my integrity and helping bring me back into alignment. Whew. Okay, guys, I'm so glad I got that off my chest. Okay, again, time for you to pause the recording and share with me what your reframe is. What's something, and it could be a learning like that, or it could be something that you felt or perceived was negative, but what is the learning? What is the takeaway? Why are you glad that it happened? And now we are just going to send that reframe that we both shared. So much gratitude. Thank you so much for coming up. Thank you for me being a person committed to my growth so I can learn from it. And thank you to everyone else who was a teacher in some way, shape, or form for this reframe. Okay, guys, so we've given gratitude to the last week. We've taken the learnings from the last week. It is time to look to the week ahead. Now that we've built that solid foundation, we're ready for our rocket ship for this week ahead. So, for this next part, it's going to be fun visioning. We're going to do a few little exercises and then we'll close it out with a little medi. I hope this is as powerful for you guys as it is for me. So the next exercise is, wouldn't it be fun if? And we're just going to get into possibility for this next week. Like, what are all the amazing things that could happen this week that that you could be in a magnet for. So I'm going to start off with my wouldn't it be fun if, and the key here again is to be like super rapid fire, to let yourself surprise yourself of the things that feel really fun, and also to notice like how would it feel for those things to happen. So then we can reverse engineer that of like how to get into that feeling state right now. And okay, so I guess I'll go ahead and start since you asked so politely. Wouldn't it be fun if we sold out Best Morning Ever tomorrow? Wouldn't it be fun if someone came out of the woodworks who was such a fun coaching client to work with? Wouldn't it be fun if I got approached to facilitate something at a company? Wouldn't it be fun if someone reached out to me and let me know how much powerful stuff changed their week or their year? No pressure, guys, but if you want to send a note, I won't say no. Wouldn't it be fun if my hair felt long and luxurious all week? Wouldn't it be fun if I had a really great conversation with a new friend this week? Wouldn't it be fun if my energy levels felt really like stable all week and I felt really creative? Wouldn't it be fun if I wrote a new song this week? Wouldn't it be fun if I got to perform in a new place this week? Wouldn't it be fun if someone reached out to me to write a song this week? Wow. Okay, so that all felt really fun. And hopefully, when you do it, I'll let you pause the recording now. But again, like the gratitude thing, I'm going to hold you to it. I want you to do it a few more times than you think are in you. Like just when you think you're running out of one, boom, I want you to do another. Okay, so I'm going to shut up for a second and let you pause, get into your wouldn't it be fun if energy. Okay, unpause. We're back. Wow, holding that space for you. Know all those things are going to happen for you. So excited for you. And so now we're just going to notice how we feel when we've said those wouldn't it be fun ifs. And just notice as you reflect, like what is the one thing that if it happened or trended in that direction, it would move the needle forward for you? What is the one thing that if you did nothing else this week, you want to do that? You want to do that from that lit up energy. So just trust whatever thing comes to your mind. And then from that lit up energy of thinking about it, how could you get into that energy state right now? Or like when you know your energy will be highest this week to do that task. Maybe it's right when you wake up in the morning. Maybe it's after you do like a cold shower in the morning. Maybe it's after you go to a hot yoga or go for a run. But just thinking like how you want to feel going into that taking that swing or doing that thing, taking that swing or doing that thing. I should write that down. Maybe that's my new song, guys. And just making a commitment to yourself of like, I'm going to get this thing done. And then just closing your eyes for a second and seeing yourself on the other side of getting this thing done. Noticing the energy of yourself already having done this thing. And then just saying silently to yourself, it is done. It is done. Okay. So moving on, guys, you are doing great. We just have one last little exercise before our medi and final questions, although we kind of answered them together along the way, if you know what I mean. If you stuck with me for this long, which I hope you have, and if you have, I'm so freaking proud of you, and I can't wait to have the best week ever with you. Okay, so this other thing that I freaking love, and I talked about it last week on Powerful Stuff, is thanking the universe for the magnificent outcome. So if you have like a conversation coming up with someone that you're kind of dreading this week, whether it's your boss or a friend or your employee or maybe it's just a period of uncertainty, waiting for the results to something, waiting for an answer to something. I want you to tap into that anxiety right now, or that unknown. Maybe it's not anxiety. Sorry for labeling that if that's not true for you. But tap into whatever that feeling is. And just breathing with it, just saying, I'm not afraid of you. I allow you. I allow this feeling of uncertainty. I know that I'm safe to feel this feeling of uncertainty. And just go ahead and thanking the universe for that magnificent outcome to this. Like, even if that conversation is uncomfortable or the results aren't what you expect or the outcome isn't what you expect, trusting that there is a greater plan. And even if the immediate aftermath might feel hard, trusting that actually there's magnificent outcome. It's a redirection. There's freedom on the other side, whether it happens exactly how you want or it goes in a different direction. Trust that it's all happening for you. So go ahead, after you've let yourself feel that discomfort fully, go ahead and imagine pulling it out of your body where you feel it the most and throwing it up into the air like confetti. Whatever that anxiety or resistance or whatever was, imagine it being thrown up into the air and turning into gold flakes, coming into the earth underneath your feet, turning back into soil, connecting you to your highest self, allowing you to lift your shoulders, bring a smile to your lips, and just setting so much thanks, so much gratitude for the magnificent outcome to whatever this thing is that you're going to go through this week. I'm just saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Okay. That was really powerful. I said my thank yous for the conversation I'm having this week. Thank you for the magnificent outcome. It's going to be amazing. And I know for you as well, yours is going to be equally amazing. Literally cannot wait to recount it, to chit chat on the other side of it and be like, wow, we are so trusting. Everything worked out for us. So proud of us. Okay. So now we've reached a little meditation moment just to really seal everything in. So closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in, open mouth exhale, sighing it out. Another breath in, arriving in the present moment, and exhale, sighing it out. And then third and deepest breath in, and exhale, release as your gaze is inward. Taking a few breaths. And turning your awareness to your body and just noticing how your body feels in this moment. Thanking your body internally for all that it's done for you this last week, the movement, self-care. And just asking your body what it needs from you this week. Maybe it's a run, maybe it's a hike, maybe it's a self-massage, trusting whatever your body says. And then saying silently to yourself, thank you, body. And then just noticing your internal intellectual self, your thinking mind, all the problems it's helped you solve this week. Thanking it for this past week. And then just asking your intellectual self what it needs from you this week to feel 100%. Maybe it's listening to a podcast. Maybe it's tying up something at work. What does your intellectual self need from you this week to feel complete, to feel at ease, to feel nurtured, to feel seen? And then saying thank you to your intellectual self. And then moving to your heart, to your emotional self. Just noticing how old your emotional self feels right now. Is your emotional self 8? Is your emotional self feeling 70? Is your emotional self feeling 20? Just acknowledging how it feels right now. And letting your emotional self know that you've got them. They're safe to feel anything they need to feel in this moment. And as you hug them internally, feeling them growing up to your current age. Just asking your emotional self what they need from you in this moment. What they need from you this week to feel centered, to feel balanced this week. Saying thank you. You got them. Yes, I can do this. Thanking your emotional self. And then feeling your body, your intellect, your emotional self all fuse together in harmony, forming your spiritual self. Feeling yourself transform into your spiritual self. Lifting your crown of your head, rolling your shoulders back, bringing a smile to your lips. And in this alignment of mind and of body and of spirit, asking your spiritual self for the most powerful piece of wisdom, the perfect next step to guide you into this week. Trusting whatever your spiritual self says. And then just imagine a mirror in your mind's eye. As your spiritual self is giving you this wisdom, getting to see that reflection back of your spiritual self, centered, calm, serene, all-knowing. They've got you, you've got them. Thanking them as you bring your hands to your heart, feeling your spiritual self wisdom pulse, opening every cell of your body from your heart down to your toes, out the crown of your head, out your nose, out your fingertips. So your whole body is pulsing with your spiritual energy. Taking a deep breath in and exhale, release. And then just noticing this feeling you want to carry with you in the week, that you want to feel, that you want others to feel when you walk in the room, breathing that in. And exhale, releasing it once more. Then third and deepest breath in, breathing in all of this wisdom, this self-care that you've taken, you've carved out for yourself today. And exhale, releasing it, trusting it's unfolding into the perfect energy, into the perfect space, guiding your next step. Welcome back. Wow. So I would go ahead and write down what your body said that it wanted this week, what your intellectual self said that it wanted this week, what your emotional self said that it wanted this week, and finally, what your spiritual self told you as that piece of wisdom, that perfect next step. Write it all down while it's top of mind. And how you build self-trust actually is by trusting these little pings from your intuition and doing them, because it's sending the message to your subconscious. When you speak, I listen. When you speak, I listen. When you speak, I listen. In these very low stakes ways that start to help build our self-trust for the bigger things. So let me know if you do these things this week. And I do have to give a shout out to the Hoffman process, because the meditation I just led is kind of my own version of their quadrinity check meditation, where quadrinity is your body, your physical being, your intellectual self, your emotional self, and your spiritual self, all living in harmony, all parts of you in harmony, all feeling seen. So I do have to give Hoffman a shout out. If you're curious about Hoffman and went through the process, I can answer any questions for you. Or if you went, let's chat. I love chatting Hoffman. But yeah, so write those things down and then try to do those things this week. And then kind of just a sum question, but we kind of already answered them together. What am I grateful for from last week? Right? And why am I grateful? Because we're saying yes, more of this. Second thing is, what is that reframe from last week or that piece of wisdom? What did I learn and how am I grateful for it? How am I growing from it? How am I grateful? How am I growing? And then third is, what are some of the wonderful things that could happen this week? Maybe once you write them all out, what is the one that that would really move the needle forward, and what's an aligned action that I can take to do it, right? And also, how can I make sure that my energy feels so good when I do it? Like, how can I set myself up for feeling amazing as I take that action? And then after that is whatever, might be causing your Sunday scaries or the uncertain situation looming over your head this week. How can I give thanks for the magnificent outcome, show up as my highest self, and then release the anxiety and just go into it in full trust, thanking myself, the universe, everything for the magnificent outcome. Okay, guys. Wow. Well, I hope that was as fun for you as it was for me. I've loved chatting back and forth today, loving this dialogue, this open communication, meditation. I hope you have the best week ever. Let me know how you like this little format, and I will see you next week for more powerful stuff. Woo! Thank you for listening to the Powerful Stuff podcast. We're your hosts, Meredith Baker
and Eileen Leguiu. We hope that you learned some powerful stuff that you can take away and implement into your own life.
And if you do, we would love it if you rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast, Powerful Stuff. And if something deeply resonates with you and you share it on social media, tag us. We would love to hear from you. And we will also see you next week for some more powerful stuff.